Okay, hello everybody, or one person that's watching this. Hi, it's been a while since I've made a YouTube video, um, but I really wanted to make another sort of like tips and tricks video for the new season, and now we have a new character, which is pretty cool. So, I think maybe this will help some people, maybe not, or I'm just doing this purely for me because honestly, I had fun kind of talking review my game, my first game that I reviewed, and yeah, this was a Ilios game. I actually have two matches on Ilios where I play a pretty good demon, and we're gonna review them. Review the games. Honestly, you know what? I'm gonna actually just keep the camera like that for a second. Okay. So off rip, they have they kind of have not really a similar comp to us, not really at all actually. But they definitely have a sort of like tank stopper kind of comp with a mix of demon. Their Moira is already taking high ground. Our Genji is already taking high ground. Yeah. So let's just see this first interaction. So already, okay. So already we kind of have our Genji taking some shots at them, which is really good because you get that damage. The You sort of want them to know that we're not here to mess around, and also you get that ult charging. He's already on 6%, which is pretty good. Their Mei's on 7, but so they do have a lot of counters right now, and Moira orbs, depending on how aggressive she can be tricky. Now, in the first push of this, my Moira was already kind of being a bit aggro here. You get a free pick on Sierra. That is unfortunately just kind of like in the open there. And now I'm over here taking a duel with this other demon. Their Kiriko is kind of a bit far behind, and I was taking a ton of damage here. And I started backing up. Okay. Um, Genji is sort of like taking a very aggressive push. Okay. And he dies. So now it's kind of 1 for 1. So far, you know, right there, I was scared that I was about to get DMAC. That's another thing with Demon is I feel like you really kind of have to pay attention to how much damage that you're taking when you play as her. And when I first started playing as her, I thought she was like really fun, but I noticed that I kind of got DMAC'd a lot when like teammates didn't follow up with certain plays, or because I was just too far extended, and so I got punished for it. So yeah, my Moira was a bit aggressive, sort of wasn't healing, but then I back up. And here, I honestly don't really know why this demon kind of like, see here, she overextends here. Okay, there we go. Like she overextends here. Um and I think that's really what was her downfall. Okay, so we have our little duel in there. Our DPS dies to this Moira. I mean, to the Mei. their DPS died to our Bastion, fuck. And I'm sort of taking a lot of damage here. I was a bit scared here. I fall back, dash backwards. And right here, their team is being pressured by our Moira, which is really good. And it's stopping them from really helping their tank and helping their Mei. And the Mei dies. And this was when I was sort of scared I was going to get demeched, but now that I'm like looking at the replay, W Moira right now. Because she, with that damage orb, she's really halting their team to not heal their Mei and the demon. Now, see, while demon is sitting here pushing our Bastion, I was hiding to get healed. Right? And so she pushes up. And immediately Zenyatta is Discord her. And we take down the demon. Because she is overextended. She didn't turn around not even once to try to help her team. And pretty much she falls over instantly because it was a 4v1, really. She didn't turn around to help her team at all. And she gets demeched. And that team fight was over and we capped the point. Okay. So now I really like to play really aggressive when I play as demons. So when we cap the point, I immediately rush in to kind of like rush in. So yeah, after this team fight is basically over with, we capture the point. And I did tell them Moira thank you and Mezin thank you. And then this is where I start taking like a lot of aggressive positioning. Because you really want to put the pressure on the enemy team no matter what. I feel like no matter what kind of character you're playing, there's ways to really put pressure onto the enemy team no matter what position you're playing. But it depends on how you positioning yourself to get that type of pressure. But since I'm playing tank, I can sort of like be in their face as I'm doing it. And especially with Demon, like she has a bunch of mobility to dash, to escape situations, and to be aggressive, and then to disengage. So you really want to take advantage of her abilities. You don't really want to just kind of like sit still when you play her. So unfortunately he kind of died. I don't know. She gets debagged, and then I sort of wanted to push onto her team, but I couldn't. And then again, this is sort of like one of those situations where it's like, when you're playing Demon, you really have to watch the way how much you're taking damage. I was there to say that's kind of like with any tank. But unfortunately, let's actually like rewind and see what exactly happened here. Okay. So free cam. So we debank her. I have my Reaper with me, but they wall off my teammate while we're both here, and Mei is pressuring our Zenyatta, and so we're sort of like too overextended. And that's pretty much when I get demeched. I was way too far up. Simple as that. I should have maybe turned around more, definitely. But I don't die, which is cool. But again, it's just kind of one of those instances where you really want to pay attention to how much damage you're taking as Demon. So they capped the point. I'm trying to get my mech back. I get it back. A lot of the times when I first played, I actually So right here, I really kind of take this aggression or this aggressive position because for one, I'm kind of like pushing with my Bastion ult. So, okay. So, okay, I get my mech back. And so, like, I start to kind of like push to the left because for one, these two over here are like kind of like out of position by the Bastion ult. They're out of position, they're far away, they're isolated from their teams a little bit. And you really kind of want to put pressure on the support that's sort of like that's sort of like that can be an aggressive support. You want to kind of put pressure on her. You want to put pressure on Moira's honestly, I think I definitely have backed up because of the Mei, but I think this is still a good play to go for, especially as well, like, as you're playing Demon, or I guess, like, any tank, you really gotta want to pay attention to your, again, your positioning, and even, like, the structures around you. So while I'm pushing through this area, I can still play around this pillar, or this beam in the middle. I can still play around this wall here in this entryway, so I can not take as much damage as if I would if I pushed from here. And because of Bastion's ultimate, it's sort of like gives me the incentive to push them. Now, if I had already had my mech while Bastion was doing his ult, it would have been a bit more beneficial. But I tried to make a play off of it, even if it was a bit late. And so, again, I push in, dash in. So again, I'm playing around the pillar. So while I'm playing around this pillar, there's really nobody pushing that tank isn't really pushing my team. So it gives me free leeway to push her team. And that's another thing also as tank, you also really wanna, it's kind of like a feeling or like an instinct, but you really want to kind of master the art of disengaging and re-engaging fights. You want to master the art of understanding when it's okay to push the enemy team and then to come back to help your team. That's something you really want to learn as a tank. So yeah, I'm pretty much backing up because, like, again, I don't really want to deal with the Mei because Meis are freaking annoying. But I put some damage on them. Again, I got an orb out while they were still kind of getting pressured on the left side here. And then that's when I re-engage with my team because they're sort of weakened on the point. Since they're down two people that are sort of like out of the fight right now, like the positioning wise, it gives me the incentive to sort of like push the point with my team. But apparently I re-engaged them, and me re-engaging them also incentivizes them to look at me, and it gets focus off of the point. So their tank is finally coming to help, and we sort of start scrapping, and I think I dash out. Yeah. I dash out. And then that pushes the Moira to use her ult. And I even got out Mei's ultimate as well. Like, that's another thing. This is kind of like a bit advanced, but sometimes you still want to take note of what the character's abilities they're using at that moment, because cooldowns can make or break if you live or die in that fight. So I start pushing kind of towards the point because they have pretty much all left because of the pressure I put on the Mei and Moira. And so that gives my team the chance to kind of like try to take the point. And so they pop ultimate. And then our Zen pops off. And I use my ultimate and still just like really pressuring them. And their Moira leaves their tank. Wait, what? Wait, what? But did they tank get demeched? I actually don't even remember what happened. Okay, let's rewind this a little bit. Okay, so I'm pushing left side. Me pushing left side causes their tank to fall back from the point, and then they pop ultimate to kind of fight back against us, and that's when I use my ultimate. And then I start to push back onto the point. Yeah, I'm super confused where the this I don't even know where this demon went. Like, where the freak did she go? Alright, let's actually see, where is she? Wait, I think it was just glitching because I genuinely did not see her. Okay. So she pushes me. And then... yeah, okay, so she decides to, push... I think my Moira? But she escapes, and then I ult. And then she disengages from the fight completely. Which again gives my team the incentive to just push the point because this demon is disengaging. Now she does kill our Bastion, but again, she was sort of already down her teammates anyway because she left them on the point. And yeah, that's pretty much when she got bodied, and then we took the point. So yeah, I sort of want to re-look at that again though, and kind of see like what her position, or like I don't even. Okay, so while she flew back towards me, I think my DPS had also got pigs, and that's pretty much why they were also down players as well. So yeah, the Sierra died there by the Reaper. And while she was disengaging from the fight, their other main was dead, and now it's just 3 of them. And yeah, we were handling them on the point. Okay. So pretty much... yeah, I think it was just them kind of like being too spread out, and their DPS was losing a lot of ones to my DPS as well. But yeah, we got the point back, and again, you know, I'm still... they push from the little area, which is not... and they take high ground, which is not bad. But again, it's kind of like not enough because their tank is kind of like by themselves while they're all up top, and then Mei is taking a bit of a passive angle there. So, and then a Reaper just ult them, so yeah, it was really not looking good for them for this fight. The Sierra is all the way in the back. Push from the behind. And yeah, they have to regroup because their team is scattered. And again, I still start taking a aggressive angle. I couldn't hit the tracer. And again, you want to pay attention to your progress on the map as well, because because we're on 90%. even though we're on 90%, you still do not want to give the enemy team an opportunity to touch the point and get a pick on your team or whatever. Because this Sierra still had ultimate, and she was sitting in our spawn. So if you're kind of like not really pressuring, it can be hard to recover from a team fight. Because just say if I wasn't really pressuring them with these aggressive angles, and their entire team pushes up to where the to where this area is, and Sierra is sitting in the back with her ultimate, we would be at a higher disadvantage because Sierra has her ult, their team pushes off with her ult, and could possibly be another retake because of the like the advantage they have of their positioning. But again, that didn't really happen, so it's kind of hard to picture it. But like even my Reaper is getting in there. Like he is in there. I don't even think I noticed him. I think I tried to help him. You know, as a tank, you really want to try to protect your teammates. Unfortunately, I couldn't really protect them there. And yeah, she ends up getting a pick on our Zenyatta. I think honestly I might have been a bit too far here. Yeah, I think I was too far in this fight. And it didn't really help that Reaper was a bit too far as well. So we do unfortunately have to take a retake, even though I just said all that, we still did have to retake. Yeah, they ended up getting a pick on the Sierra because she was in our spawn. She was behind us. I mean, Sierra gets a pick on our Zen, but that's okay though because again, I'm playing the left side. I know a lot of people love to try to fight in this little area, but I would advise people to just not even try to push from there. Push from the left side, you get more cover when you push. And, yeah. Yeah, this is really just a battle right now, and they sort of, again, just lost. Like, yeah. Alrighty, so yeah, they lost that fight. I'm gonna rewind it to really look at their positioning again, because positioning is key. Positioning is key in this game. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna do free cam. And let's put it like over here. And let's just look at the outlines, I guess. So Sierra takes... Okay. So once again, Bastion ults. And he makes such good space for the team. He makes such good space that I immediately push to capitalize off of the damage he did to the enemies. So, I'm taking left side. Reaper is taking high ground, which is very good. This Reaper is very good. So, while Bastion's ulting, they had used their Suzu as well, which also leaves them vulnerable for if they're taking too much damage over there. And so, I push past their tank while the Reaper is hitting them from behind as well. And so, we have essentially pinched them with the Bastion ult. and she almost has her almost have mine, sort of 90%. But it sort of doesn't matter because the team fight is basically over, and with yeah, like pretty much their entire team ended up vulnerable from the Reaper and the Bastion ult there. And when Bastion uses his ultimate, I push from the left side. And I am in their face. Because again, as a demon, you want to be in people's face. You want to be really aggressive. Okay. The second part of the match. Oh shoot. Okay, I didn't mean to do that far. Okay. So, with this map, it's a bit more open space. I think I was a bit worried about how I'll play this because, again, like, you can take an excessive amount of damage and it's kind of like not that much cover on the point. So, when I was playing this match, I think I was, like, a bit worried about that. But I tried to take left side to do some poke damage, and I'm instantly demeched. Yeah. This is just kind of like a dumb part on me because I just wasn't paying attention to how much damage I took, and I didn't pay attention to my team as well. I think I sort of thought they were going to kind of go in there a bit more at the start, but it ended up being like me being heavily focused and then demeched, which I'm not blaming anybody here. I'm just saying that's what I thought was really going to happen. Like how this Reaper kind of goes in, but I can't really help him. But I still do get a kill, and I get my mech back surprisingly because I never get my mech back. And again, the first team fight is sort of done. I think my teammates were really handling themselves well. Here they go, Sombra. So I was looking for. Yeah, Bastion, but I did follow up on it this time. I don't think I was really paying attention. I was trying to. And then yeah, he unfortunately dies because I was kind of too late to really help him. Or no, wait, no, he doesn't die, which is a W. So just taking a ton of damage. Try to get the Sombra, we do. And they pretty much just can't recover from it. They tried to force their way to kill the Bastion, but it didn't work. My Bastion. So again, playing like aggressive angles, but making sure I'm paying attention to where I'm positioned so I can dash out of those areas. And yeah, sometimes you might see a character low, but it's most of the time good to just disengage from that so you don't insta-die from like having your teammates not be with you when you're trying to overextend to get a kill. So yeah, the Sombra is still very much alive. Let's actually see. So I don't even know where she went. Okay, yeah, she's in the back. She's on our Zen. Zen is very low. Oh, yeah, he unfortunately dies, but we're still having this very intense kind of battle in the front. And then I back up because we were down a player and our teammates were low, and I'm trying to like again not take too much damage because also she just ult. So again, I'm trying to play around the pillar and get the health pack, which again it's really good to know where your health packs are. And then when he goes turret form, I immediately back up, and then I see that she is low and kind of like by herself, she's a bit isolated, I go for the demon, and then she gets demeched. And then I get demeched, and then this is my only death the entire time, which sort of sucks. Because I could have ult there, but that's okay. And then pretty much the game is over with because my teammates handled them, really. The 3v2. She doesn't get her mech back. Sombra doesn't touch the point, so it's over. Yeah, that was a pretty good game. And then this one, they are both Ilios games. This one is a bit different. I believe I switch. I don't play Demon the whole time. They start off the game with a Reinhardt, Reaper, Jetpack Cat, Cassidy, and Juno. So I immediately just start shooting at the Jetpack Cat to basically make him feel unsafe. You're not about to make the cat feel unsafe. You're not about to fly around in my map. And right here, I'm taking this duel with the Ryan because it's kind of like a duel of the swords or whatever, or the hammer. And again, I sort of play around the pillar and I take that aggression, and then because I know there's a health pack behind me. And again, this sort of leaves them a bit scattered right here. It leaves them a bit grouped up, but like in a good way. So we lose our teammate there, but again, they're pretty low. We actually have to regroup, unfortunately, here. But this is getting some pretty good damage. Again, you want to disengage and just regroup with your team. And, you know, as tank players or players in general, let your supports heal you. Sometimes it's okay to just take cover to be healed. You don't have to constantly be shooting at them when your health is already low. Just take a second and get healed. Take a second to regroup with your team and then formulate a plan as to how you're going to attack. That is what I think a lot of players really need to focus on as well. And so, even though we sort of had to disengage from the fight, I'm at 67% on my ult charge right now. So, and I haven't been demeched. I let my teammates heal me. We get a pick on their Cassidy. I kind of like push in. I try to like fake him out to maybe like try to make him kind of like push me from that side and then go left, but he didn't really fall for it. And so their Reaper is up top, but that's okay because okay, now he's back down. But he wasn't really getting that much value from being up there, is what I was about to say. And this is why I push in, because I really want to pressure the Reaper. And I know my teammate is kind of by himself. So I want to try to help my teammate here. And so I pressure the Reaper, turn back around to finish off the Rhine because again, you want that balance of disengaging and re-engaging. I go and take aggro off of my Genji, and then I turn around to take aggro off of my team from the Reinhardt. And that's what you wouldn't want to do. And then we leave their team scattered, leave the enemy team scattered, and we finish them. And we immediately get the point. And now I have all my teammates are halfway to their ultimates, majority, and this is when you want to again keep playing a bit aggressive as you're playing Demon, because she has a ton of mobility. You really want to take advantage of that. And I'm trying to break his shield because Reinhardt is really nothing without his shield. He sort of dies, but I see him low, and I want to take this aggression. Like, I hear my Mercy rezzing, and to take kind of like to take the attention off of her, I want to kind of hurry up and make a play. And so that's when I push to the left side there. And then I'm like, okay, this is a good opportunity to use my ultimate. They're low, and then I ult. And again, that's kind of like their whole team eliminated. And I even get a little finish on the Juno there. Was a bit upset I didn't get to get the cat. That's okay. And then at this point of the game, I'm 6-0. None of my supports have died, and we still have 2 duelist ults coming up. I get a pick there. Well, they have a Moira, which is really annoying. I wish you could like absorb the orbs like what how D.Va does, but can't have it all. Okay, now they're pushing this side, which I don't really think is all that smart. I don't think you should push small areas. And again, it makes me start pressuring the Moira. Okay, right here, I'm disengaging a bit. I don't really know why, but this is when I try to get back in there. Because I thought they were going to like ult or something. Yeah, I definitely thought that Reinhardt was going to ult. But my teammates didn't give him the chance, so yeah, I had re-engaged the fight there and helped them finish off the Rhine. And again, we're still putting pressure on them, so they don't have time to touch the point. So they make it behind us, and it's a bit scattered right now. It's a bit scattered. Try to hurry up and get back on the payload to help. Disengage. He ends up being super low, and then I push him, and again his team is just sort of scattered. And we take first point. Now we get. Now, I don't really remember much of what happens here on this side. So they were doing some changes, and obviously, every time so far, like every time I've played Demon, I've had people immediately switch to Mantra, and so I guess that's what he ends up doing, and then they switched to Mei. So they're really trying to be like tank busters. And we still pretty much have the exact same comp. Yeah, we do. So, pushing to the right side. Try to get damage on them. Get pressure on them. Make them feel kind of closed in. And a bit scared. They also had a torp. Okay. And again, this is sort of why I'm like playing on this side, because again, I don't want to take too much damage. I'm waiting for my cooldown to get off a cooldown, and then I push back in, and I put pressure on their supports, and then I try to re-engage with my teammates, and I didn't realize how low they were, and then their tank falls over, and then our Genji also falls over there. And so here, I think I'm taking like damage from 2 different areas here. While my Mercy and they're both still alive there. But I know my Mercy was super low, so I just wasn't really sure what to do there. So I tried to pick up my Mercy. And then I think we disengaged the fight because there's really nothing I could do. I tried to help her, but I think she messed up the way she was flying. Her fly pattern. So we basically want to regroup. Because we get it messed up. And then I see Ymir by himself, and then I try to protect him, and he disengages. He gets out of there, but really just trying to wait for my teammates. And then I'm thinking of how to attack and take high ground. Try to get some damage, and I try to destroy his turret there. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, So far, it was just a lot of nothing really happening on this half of the fight. Like, I had to single-handedly. Like, I was trying to make space on my own, and unfortunately died trying to make space on my own. And Genji is sort in a tight position as well. He gets out of there. I get out of there somehow. The guy gingerly chasing her. And I think I switch off my tank here. Because it was also going to take me forever to really get the demon suit back. So I think I just decided to switch. So they pop all, I just gotta go to the side so I don't take so much damage from the ult. And here we pretty much can't do anything. They just sort of like messed us up here. They just ult all of us. Mercy touches point, but it was basically over, so yeah, that was not the greatest. I was definitely really frustrated there. I didn't really want to, and I didn't really want to lose this game. Because there's been so many games where I'd lose. And we could win if we just either countered or focused the tank more, focus their tanks more. I'm saying that's how I've lost games. Close games. So, we get a soldier, and he still wants to play Genji. And it was really, really kind of frustrating me. Taking shots from the side. Not trying to do anything crazy, but I'm still trying to take the space. And I'm doing it. And here, I think I die because, again, like, if they sort of had helped me here, I don't think I would have died. Like, sometimes people are just too focused doing their own thing to where they kind of let their tanks die. And I think that's pretty much what this scene was. Mercy reses me because she's amazing. And then I pushed the Ramantra. Trying to peel for my teammates. Again, you're a tank. You really want to handle the tank while you're playing the tank. And we win the round because their Ramantra was kind of like overextended a bit. And yeah, I guess. And then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try to get some damage on the side because for my thing. And then regroup with my team. So right now the enemy Ramantra is a bit by itself. And even though they use the Mail, we're still pressuring the crap out of them because their Ramantra had died. Wow. W res by the Mercy. So yeah. And then we finish them off. We clean them up, really. Really, like, really good. Got a full send. And then I try to peel for my team against the Ramantra. It forces him to back up because he was low already. And we had eliminated his team. And this one I counter his ult with my ult. And I knew there was sort of like not much I could do here. So I kept my ultimate active and kept blocking. And it actually really paid off. Paid off here. Maybe I could have started taking some more hits during that part. But I didn't really want to risk it. And this is where we sort of kind of get our get back here. Hey, he falls off the freaking map. He jumped into the hole on his own. And yeah. And we capped the point again. Like, that was a crazy fight. It was so crazy. I think I was actually clipping that too. And then they swap again. They fly to the point by themselves, leaving their teammates vulnerable to get pushed by me. And we finish up the game. And yeah, that was pretty freaking fun. Looking at it. I mean, looking at it. And yeah. Biggest takeaways with playing tank in general is watch your health. Play around certain areas. Just play around pillars, play around walls. But also, you gotta try to be aggressive with the way you play, but also be smart with how you're being aggressive. Sometimes, yeah, you're gonna have times where you overextend and you end up dying. Like, that happens with anybody. But if you really want to get better, you take that information and you think, okay, maybe I should have played a bit slower there. Maybe I should watch my cooldowns more. Maybe I should look at sort of the positioning of the enemy team while I'm trying to progress the payload or things like that. So, yeah. I did want to get like an escort map with Demon, but I still haven't really played that good of a game to where I really want to showcase that. But yeah, I play majority of these games on live while I was streaming. So I would suggest, if you want tips, then like come to my live. I go live almost every single day at 6 p.m. or 8:30 p.m. and sometimes early morning. But I'm a flex player. I try to give like well-rounded tips for majority of whatever position you play. But these, and like, as a tank player, you don't really want to focus on your stats, or as any player, you don't really want to focus on the damage and the heals. That is great and all, but you really want to focus on your deaths. You really want to focus on your deaths, because when you start to focus more on your deaths, you will start to see how many silly plays that you, how many silly deaths that you had. And depending on how fewer or more that you have, you will start to kind of improve depending on how many deaths you have in your games. So everybody kind of like averaged around 8 deaths, while my Mercy has 3 and I have 2. You could also chalk that up to the fact that I had good healers, but my Imri here also has 8 deaths. Like, granted, he has a lot of damage, but there were times where he was stationary and died because he was stationary. So it's like, you really want to think about your positioning. Your positioning is what can make or break your deaths. Your positioning can also make or break your limbs. If you have good positioning and you're taking high ground as an Ashe and you're just shooting down at the enemy team, you shoot down at them so much, you built up your ult charge, you bob, and then their whole team is wiped while your teammates are capitalizing off of your bomb. And then you rack up like 14 kills just from your positioning alone. That also happened to me when I was playing an unrated. But it's just something to think about. Like, yeah, granted, maybe their stats are not the best, but also their deaths are a lot. They repeatedly died to us. And 9 times out of 10, it was probably because of their positioning when you rewatch the game. Their tank was overextending. Their DPS was sort of just sitting on the ground most of the time, not playing a lot of aggressive angles or like what is it called? Like they weren't taking a bunch of off angles. It's like angles that people wouldn't typically play, but it's still like it's kind of like a proactive angle, like you getting free damage on a support or you shooting the tank from the side, so it forces the tank to not look at your whole team, but it forces the tank to look at you, and now the tank is forced to kind of like change their trajectory of their angle or use an ability to stop you from shooting at them. So it's things like that you really can take into account that can really improve your gameplays. Like that game, I had 27-2. This game, I went 16-1, and I know I could have actually not died that entire game if I didn't mess up that one time. But there's been also just a ton of games where I just didn't die as well. And it's just all because of my positioning and cooldown usage. And that's really the basics, the core of improving as any player, any role that you're playing. So yeah, I hope this helped anybody who took the time to watch this video. Um and yeah, I hope to make more demon content because I find her really fun. And yeah, thank you for watching. Holy freak, this was 51 minutes. Oh my god.